YouTube has a lot of problems, and just because Susan Wojcicki finally stepped down as a CEO doesn't mean that these problems just disappeared. Far from it. Many creators have made videos about these injustices, but the issues brought up by them are usually that affect their profits or their revenue. The issue that I want to talk about today has to do with YouTube silencing your voice. This is a really big issue, and yet nobody's talked about it. I myself have been dealing with this for around 2 years now. YouTube has been actively targeting me. And if I'm being targeted like this, I can only imagine how many others are unknowingly being targeted as well. There are 3 methods I've found that YouTube is using to silence comments. There's the window prompt, the shadow delete, and the shadow censor. These are all very disturbing, as they are cloak and dagger ways that YouTube is policing and silencing your voice in the comments without you even noticing. Before we begin though, please do not harass or attack who I use in this example. I am only using them as an example for educational purposes. Thank you. Let's begin. Window prompt. Okay, I just got done watching Nick Cannon having one of the stupidest hot takes I've ever seen. I want to express myself and how I feel after watching that in the comments. Let's give it a shot. Uh-oh, looks like my comment was too spicy for YouTube. This window prompt even popping up in the first place is raising a lot of alarms. YouTube has now admitted to me that they are policing my words. But at least they gave me a choice, right? Hold on, before I continue, I just got a window prompt I haven't seen before. Take a look at this. Comment removed. We've discovered that comments you've left may violate community guidelines, harassment, and cyberbullying policies. If you keep leaving comments like this, you may lose your ability to comment, or even have your channel terminated. Have feedback? Let us know. Yeah, I got feedback. Sending one comment that says that a person is a moron or idiot isn't bullying, nor is it harassment, especially when said person is actually being a moron. Bullying and harassment is continual actions of harm. One comment saying you're an idiot, profanity or not, isn't that. I'm glad this window popped up though, because it's yet another layer of shady silencing that I can now prove YouTube is doing. Thanks, YouTube. Also, this whole thing feels like a threat. It feels like YouTube is threatening me. Like someone from the mafia coming up and saying, hey, behave, or we'll bust your kneecaps in. And I don't appreciate that. Back to the original window prompt I was talking about though. YouTube tells me that it doesn't like what I'm saying, but it asks if I want to post it anyway. Well, yes, I do want to post it, so I click post anyway. It looks as though the comment is posted, but uh-oh, if you go to the comment history, it's not there. If you look for it in the comment section, it's not there. Okay, that was pretty harsh words. Some people would find expressing yourself like that to be unnecessary. And while I support expressing yourself, I can somewhat understand the reasoning. So let's change it to be less offensive. Let's take away the profanity. Well, looks like you can't call anyone an idiot or a moron. Except you can. It looks as though you can say it, but I can't. I mean, it even flagged me without the profanity. I also want to point out that in their bullying and harassment, it says no threats or malicious insults based on intrinsic attributes. But my insult isn't based on intrinsic. Oh, wait a minute. Am I being potentially attacked because he's black? Is that what's going on? That's actually really racist, YouTube. No, my comment is a one and done. If you'd actually let me post the comment, that is. I watched the content, he was clearly being a fool in it, and I wanted to express that. That's it. And if you look at the other comments in the video, many other people agree. This has nothing to do with his race, it has everything to do with his character. Thank you. Beyond all that, the problem itself is that YouTube just gave me a false sense of choice. If I say post anyways, YouTube deletes the comment right away. But yet, it looks like my comment went through. Let me be frank. There is no choice there. It's a lie.
It's false. No way. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. We got you.
That's the first and second big red flag. That's the first form of YouTube censoring you. You wouldn't have any idea that your comment just got deleted unless you checked it. Now, I already know that channels have the power to ban no-no words, thus deleting your comment automatically, but I got something to tell you. There aren't many creators using that feature because they don't care what people say. They can handle it. And even if you want to go that route and say that they're using it, that was only one of the ways that YouTube is silencing your voice. I wanted to start off with a more offensive example before I took you down the rabbit hole and showed you just how much worse it gets. Now let's talk about shadow deletion. The window prompt we just talked about seems to pop up if you're using highly offensive words or direct insults. But what if you're just discussing something or having a debate with someone? Well, your comment might just get deleted anyway, without you even knowing. Whether you're making a spicy hot take or being completely innocent in your comment, it doesn't matter, because whatever AI that's being used to police these comments is full stop stupid. Basically, it seems that YouTube doesn't encourage any conversation, because even if something's not offensive or controversial, your comment can still get targeted and shadow deleted. This is the kind of stuff that creates echo chambers. When you see that return error on your comment, it means that your comment's been deleted. This is why you'll almost always see an edited next to my comment, because I'm checking to see if it's still there. It's bad enough that they're censoring your speech as it is, but it's even worse when you're not saying anything offensive at all and still getting targeted. All this time, you thought the conversation you were having just ended naturally, but it could have been because your comment never got to the other person in the first place. Which brings me to the last method of how YouTube is silencing your voice: shadow censoring. This is probably the most devious of them all. While with the window prompt and shadow deletion, you can go to see if your comment's been deleted or not, but with shadow censoring, you have no idea. Have you ever gone into the comments and seen that a comment has a reply, but when you click it, it doesn't show anything? That's shadow censoring. Your comment exists, but nobody can see it. I didn't even know this was a thing until it happened to me, but it's real. Look here. You'll see I was having a conversation with a random person, but it never reached that person, and the only reason I found out is because this guy was hazing me. There are 2 other times I've screenshotted of a person being confused as to why they can see my comment in their reply, but not in the comment section. The only way for you to even know if your comment's been shadow censored is if you look for it either logged out or on another account. Other people replying and telling you that they can't see it is highly unlikely. I see that more as a fluke. Let me be frank. YouTube is censoring you, and this should worry you more than any algorithm complaint or dislike button dilemma. This is your speech being policed and silenced, and as I stated before, it doesn't have to be a hot take like politics or insults. This should raise some really big red flags. The reason I decided to finally make this video is because I've had enough. I was recently trying to make a comment on a video and I posted this: "What's a TikTok?" As well as, "You should check out a story called Don Quixote. I think it'd be right up your alley." That's it. YouTube kept deleting my comment. It wasn't until the 5th attempt that I found the problematic word: TikTok. No, I'm not joking. After I took the word TikTok out of the comment, it went through. And if you search for the word TikTok in the comment section, we can see that many other people are using that word. YouTube wants to come off looking all high and mighty, talking about not accepting bullying or harassment, but that's exactly what they're doing to me. I'm sure they put me on some kind of list, and I'm being treated differently because I have thoughts and opinions that don't exactly align with YouTube's. I don't want this video to just be me yelling out to the void. I want this video seen, I want it heard, I want it fully understood. Who watches The Watchmen? For too long, we have been abused by corporations, abusing power with vague guidelines and rules that they themselves don't even abide by. How much longer do we have to do this until we collectively say, enough is enough?